Hi, this is Bishop Craig in Lansing, and this is take one for the week of November 5th. Peace be with you. I don't think I said last week that I received an exciting phone call and an excited phone call last Sunday afternoon sharing the good news that Harbor of Grace in Muskegon has called Pastor Jack Farah to serve as their part-time pastor. Pastor Farah will be installed by Pastor Sprang on the 7th of January. So we rejoice with Pastor Jack and with Harbor of Grace. They have a bit of a history together, and because of where everyone is on the journey, this is good to make it official at this time. So that's good news. We pray for Messiah in Bay City, because I believe on Sunday the 12th, they will be holding a congregational vote to call a pastor. So we remember Messiah in Bay City as well. I have a busy week this week. On Monday, I'm meeting with some pastors and some pastoral candidates in the afternoon. And then on Monday evening, Pastor Bright and I have the call committee training for New Life in Spruce. Tomorrow, Tuesday, our Disabilities Task Force meets in the afternoon, and we have our third session of our small catechism class. On Wednesday is staff meeting. On Thursday, we have the conference deans in the morning and the candidacy committee in the afternoon. And then on Saturday, Kathy and I will be in Chicago as I will ordain Kyle Duff, who has been called by St. Luke's in Grand Rapids. The installation will be a week from Sunday at St. Luke. Pastor Sprang will be installing then Pastor Duff, because I get to be at Feast of Victory in Acme installing Pastor Haley Vay Beeman. So lots of good stuff going on. I always find stepping back into the lectionary this Sunday a bit awkward, because we've stepped out of the lectionary for Reformation Day and for All Saints Sunday, as we should perhaps, and we step back in and the tone has changed to what the literature calls apocalyptic texts, parables, things about like the end of the world, because we're getting ready for the liturgical year to end and for Advent to begin. It's coming fast. And so Jesus tells a parable about some bridesmaids who are waiting for the bride to come, and they all have oil in their lamps, and some bring just enough and some bring extra. And the bridegroom is delayed, and the ones who don't have enough ask to borrow some of the extra, and the ones who have the extra say, if we do that, there won't be enough for any of us. Go to the dealers. So the ones with not enough go off to the dealers and buy the oil, and while they're gone, the bridegroom comes, and the ones who have their lamps lit get let into the wedding, and the ones who show up at the door late don't. And it gets really awkward when we decide to make the parable about us, because then the message is to be prepared and to have enough oil. Give me oil for my lamp, keep me burning till the judgment day, we used to sing. And it's about being, never sleeping and being ever vigilant for the Christ who will come. And it sounds good, and none of us do it, because it's been 2,000 years and Jesus has not come yet. Not in all his fullness. We say in the creed, he will come again to judge the living and the dead. Do we believe it? And maybe that's the point of the parable. It's not a parable about us being prepared. The parable is about the bridegroom who will come, and from our perspective at least, who is likely to be delayed. The bridegroom will come, the wedding will come, and from our perspective, the bridegroom is likely to be delayed. And so to be prepared, I think, is not to be hyper vigilant for the Christ who's delayed, but to trust the promise. Jesus will come, even when, from our perspective, Jesus is delayed, we trust the promise that Jesus will come. Boy, that's really pointed this week, isn't it? As we continue to watch the images of Gaza and Israel, while we continue to recall that, oh yes, there's a war going on in Ukraine, while we continue to deal with death, while congregations struggle with their futures and try to discern God's will. Jesus will come, even when Jesus seems delayed. And so I think having enough oil in our lamp is not being hyper-vigilant because we need to sleep. All the bridesmaids slept. I think it's more about trusting that Jesus will come. We know the end of the story, even when Jesus seems delayed. So the good news, if I was preaching this week, would be that Jesus is coming, and we, I guess, shouldn't be surprised that he's delayed, but he is coming. And I guess the responsibility, if we want to do that, is we need to live, we need to plan, we need to serve, we need to be church in a way that takes serious that Jesus is coming. And we get to sort out what that means. So I'm Bishop Craig, and this is Take One. Happy November. The peace of Christ be with you. Take care.